U.S. women's soccer claim all the real estate. We're so excited to see them win this morning and go for the gold at their next game. This is The Real Story with Adam and Sherry. I'm Adam Hamalian,
And I'm Sherry Hutchens.
and this is where we talk about all things real estate, mainly for our clients, some for our colleagues, and really because we just like hanging out with each other. Sherry, what are we talking about today?
Well, I thought we'd talk about the market and what's going on as we are headed towards the middle of August.
Well, while we're all enjoying watching the Olympics, the market is in a really interesting spot as all the rules are changing in about 10 days, and
Yeah.
agents are scrambling to figure out the best way to give their clients advice as how commission is shared is changing. If you want to hear more about that, go back and listen to our podcast a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I think that most people are standing on the sidelines and watching the amazing athletes participating in Paris and the beautiful scenery there and fantasizing about owning or renting an apartment right there on the Champs-Élysées. I can't say that. Can you say it, Sherry? You're a friend.
Champs-Élysées.
That's what I meant. Yeah. So, but buyers are out there. We actually made connections with two new buyers this weekend who are hungry to find their
Yeah.
next home. And I think it's just really an interesting time here at the end of the summer this year. To,
Yes. Big
today,
changes ahead.
yeah, today we're really excited. We have a guest with us, Anna Gonzalez. Hi, Anna.
Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hi, Sherry.
Anna.
Hi, Adam. Thank you for
And
having me.
Anna is one of the real estate professionals that we partner with on a regular basis. She is a stager. She and her husband have a company, A&A Staging is
A&A Studio.
a studio. That's right. I knew it
And
wasn't.
can you guess the name for it? What's the name for?
Yeah, Anna, and I forget your. I keep
Alfonso. Anna.
Alfonso.
Alfonso. Yeah,
Very,
I want
very,
this.
very clever.
Yeah, it works. Well, we do Adam and Sherry, so it works with us too. So we
Yeah.
um yeah, it's very good. You have unique business cards that are square, and I love your design. And
Yeah.
we are never surprised when we go into somebody else's listing and we're looking at the staging to find your business card
Yeah.
because we just love the work that you do. And so thank you for joining us today and telling a little bit about your story. Kind of as starters, maybe you could share with us how you got into staging.
Um, it's interesting. I have always have a passion for design. I grew up in Mexico. I born in Mexico. So being in Mexico was, as a child, was pretty amazing. I have often find myself quilting, doing my own curtains, painting my own house for fun. And rather than go out and play with my friends, I'm like, oh no, I'm staying in because I'm painting a room. What are you talking? What's play? I need to work on my house. It just grew this passion for making a home beautiful. And when I moved to the States when I was 16, oh my God, it was mind blowing to see these beautiful big homes, beautiful architectural, and beautiful landscaping. It was amazing. It just really reinforced my passion for being a designer and home styling. It's just beautiful. And I started home staging as a hobby.
Oh, okay.
I started as a hobby, believe it or not. We have a friend that he's a real estate agent, and he came to our house once and he says, oh, you have such a good taste. You can be a home stager. And I was like, oh, I guess I could do probably one house a year. I can do that. And all of a sudden, I mean, we started with one house, and that led into more clients and more clients. And I didn't know it was going to be a full-time job, but we love it.
Well, it's worked out really great for you as it's a full-time job because I just heard at the Rossmore meeting this morning that you actually were nominated for an award for the staging, a national staging group. Tell me more about how that came about.
Wow.
So we recently became a members of RISA, which is the Real Estate Staging Association, and they make their research mainly on their members, but also outside of their network to see what's the best house looking at there on the MLS, and maybe I think they made their research on magazines, digital magazines of real estate and everything. And we got a call one day saying, "Oh, we have seen your work around, and we noticed you're not a member of RISA, which is such an amazing network. You learn so much from other experts." And we say, "Oh, what's RISA? I didn't know it was such a thing." And I start making my research. They send out a form to fill out. We just fill it up, and they say, "Oh, welcome to our network, and we wanted to let you know that we would like to nominate you because you are one of the greatest ones that are there." And it was a pinch me moment. I was like, what is going on? I thought I was just local, Contra Costa.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how they find out us. I mean, but it was amazing to go out there and met a ton of stagers, and also realtors that are staging into the staging business. And it was amazing, all the knowledge that they have, and we learned so much, and we loved it.
Well, we're not surprised you got nominated because we really like the style that you bring to our listings. And so no surprise to us at all that you got recognized that
Thank
way.
you.
Yeah.
Now, I am a little curious though, because you do work with Alfonso, your husband, and so I'm kind of curious, how did that come about that you both work together?
So I like how I say I started this as a hobby. So he had his main job. He used to work at a country club in Danville, a Diablo Country Club, very exclusive country club. And I was a stay-at-home mom. I haven't worked for about 6-7 years. So for me, I was like, I'm gonna start a staging business and a staging hobby, I should say. And he's like, "Oh, you are? What is that?" He didn't even know what staging was. And I say, "Well, I'm gonna do this." And he's like, "Good for you. Yeah, it seems like you're boring at home, right?" Because my son was already in high school, so I was just like home. And it's one day I say, "Oh my God, we have all these phone calls from agents that want us to stage their listings, and we need to go buy more inventory." And he's like, "Okay." And then I realized, wait a minute, I'm gonna need a mover. Who's gonna
Yeah.
move all the furniture for us? And who's gonna take care of all the logistics? And I said, "You need to come and help me on the afternoons after your work." And he said, "Okay, for a couple hours, I guess, because I have a full-time job."
Yeah.
And see, so he was all in. He never say no. He said, "Okay, sure, if that's something you're gonna like and you want to do, sure, we're in." And that's mainly how we started. We start staging in the afternoons after he works, because I needed a driver to drive the truck.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden we started get really busy, and he didn't want to leave the country club. And I say, "Well, I need a full-time partner, and I think you're the one, because we're best friends. I say he's the heart of the business, I'm the brain." So he's really compassionate and really good with other partners that work for us. So he was hands-on since the day one, and
Yeah.
and I know it was going to be a great fit. At the beginning, he was a little hesitate, like, "No, I don't want to leave my full-time job. It's makes me a little nervous." And that was during the pandemic.
Yeah. Oh,
That
yeah.
really just, yeah, he said, "Okay, I'm not working at the country club because everything is shut down." And so we were still working during the pandemic. Like, people were still staging, all the agents were, that's when the market was amazing. So we were
Yeah.
staging, picking up, staging. So I say, "I think you're gonna stay with us for good now." So
Yeah.
that's how he's staying, and we love it. He's my best friend. Not everybody get to say that they work with their best friend. It was challenging at the beginning. I'm not gonna say that it was nice. I was like, "Gosh, I'm gonna be with him for 24 hours, 7 days a week." It's gonna be challenging, but we balance now. We have a balance between work and life, and it's been amazing. I love working with my husband.
So one of the things so we first met you, I think, referred to us by a friend who works in Rossmore, and the Rossmore staging is sometimes not your staging, but in general, Rossmore staging is a little different. And there used to be a joke that pillow count mattered in Rossmore. Like, you had to have, like, the more pillows on the bed, the better. And I noticed that you don't do that, and I'm good with that. But I also know that you adapt to staging everywhere in a way that doesn't look like Rossmore staging. In fact, your Rossmore staging doesn't look like Rossmore either. It looks
Yeah.
very inviting.
Yeah.
So how do you make design choices? Do you make design choices different for in Rossmore or someplace else? Or how do you decide what kind of things go together?
It's I start walking into when I do the initial walkthrough in the house, I go, okay, this is a house that is gonna need a little bit more love, or this is a house that has already a lot of potential, and we're just gonna come in and make it shine. Every job is different, but for me, what has been working out, and I think what it makes us better than other stagers is we use a lot of neutrals. I don't use a lot of bold colors or things that are going to really distract buyers. Because for me, it's keeping everything neutral. You are leaving room for buyers to picture themselves in the property. If you go with bold colors and really in themes when you're staging, it's just like you're showing your taste, not their taste. So for me, texture is my color.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do textures, I do color palette, everything is neutral, and just helping my realtors and my sellers to choose a wall color really brings everything together. So it's easier for us to do it. So we don't pick a specific staging for every home. We just work our style. I call it transitional, which is today's taste buyers, but also integrating styles that has been in the industry for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like there's themes from growing up in Mexico that permeate your style, or are you fully California now?
I'm fully in California now. Although I still, every time I touch a fabric and I touch wall texture or something, I'm like, oh my God, this reminds me so much of my country. But I don't try to, because color, I mean, Mexico is very colorful.
Well, that's
Everything
what I
is
was thinking. It's not neutral at all. It is bright, it is festive, it
it's
is
Yep.
exciting.
yeah, it is very, but I think for staging, you have to just stay neutral
Yeah.
and just again, so you can leave room for buyers to see, oh, this is what I can be, rather than, oh my God, I hate this color. It's why did they do this? For me, it's been neutral, it's been my signature.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why we like your
Yeah.
state so much, because I think I now it makes sense. I don't know that I made the conclusion before you told me your style or your strategy, but your furniture and artwork and everything else doesn't distract from the house, but it makes it feel lived in and warm. So you're not walking into this cold, empty room, but you're
Mhm.
also, I never feel like the furniture outstages the house. And now I know how you get there. So that's
Thank
really kind of
you.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love the neutral look, and we've worked with other stagers, of course, and it took a while for them to learn that I don't like color. I love color. You said you're
We
a quilter.
do.
I'm also a
I love
quilter,
color too. Exactly. We
but,
love color. Don't get me wrong.
but
But
not in a house. And I don't want to call and say you put an orange sofa in my living room. Please come and get it. We do not do orange. We do
no,
not do
no
orange.
orange, no blues, no turquoise, not
No,
those bold colors.
exactly.
Sherry, do you,
I
no, go
pardon.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Excuse my voice, I'm a little raspy today. I'm curious about one, where you store all the furniture, and two, what a shopping trip is like when you're looking for inventory. How does that work?
We have a big warehouse in Concord. We're based in Concord, although we work all around Contra Costa area, but our main warehouse is in Concord, and it's a big warehouse. And believe it or not, right now it's too small for us. It's 5,000 square feet, and we're looking to move in the next year or so to a bigger warehouse.
Wow.
Yeah, and but it's a blessing. Again, I started with one house thinking that I can flip the house every month.
That it was a
Yeah,
hobby.
exactly. It was gonna be a hobby. I'm
So
like,
much for the hobby.
exactly. All of a sudden, we bloom, and so when it becomes to resource our furniture, we go to Las Vegas Market, which is a trade market. They have all kinds of suppliers for home furniture.
Mhm.
And it's been a blessing to find out about these programs. When I first started, I used to go living spaces, Target, but the sizing of the furniture was too small. It was just
Oh.
it was just not what I needed. So I find out about Las Vegas market, and I was like, I'm in. I'm going to there. I'm going there to see what's coming new in trends, what's new, what's in style, to find the right scale furniture. And it's being a game changer for us. We find the manufacturer that makes the maker of rugs, that it's hard, those are hard to find a good one, like again, neutral and
Mhm.
stuff. So they're a game changer for us. So we shop a lot in Las Vegas market, which is a trade market for as a wholesale market for
Is it
furniture.
for stagers only, or is it for
Oh
everybody?
no, it's for everybody. Mainly if you own a
Okay.
furniture store, if you own a bedding company, or you own all kinds of, you find all kinds of stuff there. So it's, if you own a retail, that's your place to go and find some stuff. We love Las Vegas market. It's amazing.
It sounds great. How often do you have to buy new furniture? And what do you do with the old furniture?
So we donate our old furniture. At the beginning, I was like, oh, I can do a sale, but it's time consuming. It's a whole day, it's an all day thing. And you end up just not getting what you wanted for the furniture. So most of the times I donate my furniture,
Mhm.
Goodwill or St. Vincent of Paul. It's another resource, or I just
Mhm.
call our organizations that help, like abused mothers, or
Mhm.
mothers that are, or church, even the church. Sometimes I call and I say,
Mhm.
if you hear a family that is in need of furniture, we have a ton of furniture, come and get it and it's just being amazing to being able also to help other families who are in need of stuff.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, that's what we do. And how often? So we tend to, I like to keep my inventory fresh. I mean, if a couch or chair is stained or something, we try to clean it up. If it doesn't come out, it has to go. So
Yeah.
I tend to buy furniture a lot.
Mhm.
All the time. Like it's sometimes it's, I don't know, every year tend to buy new stuff. You just have to keep your inventory fresh. Otherwise, you're gonna get stuck in time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to become that stager in Rushmore, see?
right,
Gotta,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
use the
Do you
furniture.
ever run out of furniture? Like someone calls and says, I need something staged and your warehouse is empty.
Yeah, we went through that phase in March this year. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? So this is when I called my husband, okay, we're going shopping again. So we went over, I called my vendors or my reps who are suppliers for our furniture, and I told them what I need, and they're wonderful on delivering the stuff. I ordered today, and it was 2 days later, delivery's coming. So I never say no to a job because I don't have inventory. I just go
Yeah.
and buy more, and just, fresh our inventory every often.
well, that's
Sounds
exciting.
fun.
Yeah. So as somebody in my younger life who did a lot of moving of furniture, I've always wondered, do stagers ever make choices on the weight of the furniture? Like, do you ever look for things that are not as heavy for your movers, or do you, it's like, no, design is everything?
Design is everything.
Uh, I I figured as much, but there's always part of you like, oh, I hope that there's a lightweight version of this couch. Like,
Yeah.
Remember earlier I say not everything was good working with my husband. That was one of the parts. Like he was
uh,
like, that is so heavy. And I say, you're gonna be fired if you
that's right. It
like, but
looks
there's
good.
another choice. I'm like, I picked that couch, I picked that sideboard because it's the perfect one for this house. So if you're not willing to move it here, you're fired. So
Yeah, yeah.
fine, I'll go get another guy. So that was one, or so sometimes he'll show up with a couch that I didn't request. I was like, that's not the couch I asked for. And he's like, but it was right in front of the warehouse. I didn't have to dig in the middle of the park to get it. I said, I'm sorry, you had to go back and get me the other couch that I requested. So design comes first, and our clients come first. So go get me that couch that I asked for.
That, yeah. All right. Well, since I don't
So
have to move the furniture, I'm very happy to hear that.
I think it's important to also let people know that you don't just put furniture in houses. You make recommendations for paint colors and all kinds of things besides just furniture placement.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because for me, everything have to speak to each other. So if you pick the wrong color, even though all my furniture is neutral, it's not gonna marry. So for me, it's if you let me pick the wall color, the carpet, the flooring, and everything, I know how it's gonna look with the furniture. So for me, it's a pleasure, and I loved that part too, where I can get when I get involved on getting all these choices for them. And it makes it easier for our realtors, because sometimes they have 4 or 5 listings, or they just don't have the time to do all these choices. So we're very happy, and I have a very talented team that helped me put everything together for them on like a vision board, like a mood board, and we'll send out all the links for like fixtures, wall colors, the sheen that it needs to be, the carpet choice that we did, and then we can see all the project come together.
Mm-hmm. So what are a couple of your favorite paint colors?
These days, I know a lot of agents are like, white is out. Buyers still love white.
Yes.
But it's not the cold, sterile white that we used to. So now warm whites.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite one is Steel White Dove from Benjamin Moore. And for cabinets, where we're doing, we're still doing white walls, I always say go a little warmer on the cabinets, on the kitchen cabinets or the bathroom cabinets. So Accessible Beige from Sherwin-Williams is one of my favorite ones right now for cabinets. It works wonderful with all kinds of countertops. Edgecombe Gray, it's still one of my favorite ones for cabinets too. Remember, I mean, not every house can be replaced. They can replace the countertops. Not every house are able to replace the bathrooms, and all dual kind of work. So for me, Edgecombe Gray has been one of my favorite ones because it works great with granite from the 2000s, which is we run into a lot. We run into those a lot. So it works wonderful, because sometimes people wants to do white cabinets with the dark granite or the brown granite, and it really makes everything stand out. It makes the granite stand out. So for me, go a little warmer on the cabinets, and that makes a huge difference with the countertop. So it's been one of my favorite ones too for cabinets. And of course, Chantilly lace is another of my favorite ones for trims, ceilings, doors, and it's a beautiful white, true white, and it's not going to change the color on you. So those are my favorite ones these days.
I was really happy to see gray walls go out of style. We had 10 years of gray walls, and I was just done with Revere pewter and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. So we just came back from that convention, and one of the things that top designers from all over the country were there doing some conventions, and we hear gray is out. It is out. I've been saying that I've been saying that for the past 2 years. Gray is out.
Yeah.
It was beautiful in its time, but now you can go wrong with white. Again, if you go with warm whites, it pairs beautiful with anything. And I mean, warm whites, it's friendly and it's cohesive with everything. I love white.
I would love somebody to come up with a different trim color than Swiss coffee. It just seems to be the fallback, and I'm not sure why that is.
Well, I think Sam's Kelly Moore went out of business. Swiss coffee, it's out.
Well, they can match it with other paint.
Yeah. But I think that white dove color that she mentioned, the Benjamin Moore white dove, it's a little creamier.
It's a little creamier. And you know, the trick is if you do white dove on flat on the walls, and then you do a different sheen on the doors and trims, that will give you a contrast. Believe it or not, the sheen that you use on the paint, it gives you a contrast, and it looks beautiful, tone on tone, and it's just the sheen. It makes a difference.
I think that's what I'm going to do at 60th. Now that we're talking about it. I mean, I'm already using white dove in the kitchen, and I hadn't really decided. I've been wrestling what to do with the rest of it. And I think I'm going to do a couple accent walls that are in the primary bedroom and another bedroom that are a blue. But just like one wall so that it's not washed out so blindingly white, but just a little bit of accent. So I'm not a designer. Maybe I need to have somebody come in and
no, Adam's got a great sense of design. He's really good at it.
I'll be happy to assist you, Adam.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah.
You staged Appalachian for us last year, and it had a couple of navy blue walls. I don't know if they're really navy. I can't remember the color, but it was so striking, and you did such a great job of incorporating your
Yeah.
look into those walls.
Yeah,
Even
because
those
sometimes
walls.
like we said, not every buyer, I mean, seller has the budget to go in and redo everything or do sometimes even nothing. If it's a divorce, you never know what the situation of the seller is. So we just try to work with what they have. And if it's a color that can be incorporated into the staging, why not? If it's just an accent wall or a few walls here and there, we'll work with that. It's not a mandatory that you have to get rid of it, but it's trying to complement what's already in the house. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Anything that you haven't said already that you wish real estate agents or homeowners knew before they called you?
About us, yeah, we're it could be many things.
Or a pet peeve about working with agents and sellers.
And sellers, it's
What's something we do that we shouldn't do?
what could be, don't give the sellers the price up front.
Uh,
Because sometimes they're like, oh, I already told them that it was going to cost this much. Every house is different. And
uh,
every house has its own challenges, and level of difficulty for every house is different. So one of the advices is not only on my side, but other stagers. And this is one of the things that we spoke in RISA. It's told your agents never give them the price up front of, give them a rough estimate. It can be between this and that, but never give them, oh yeah, staging will cost you, I don't know, $3,000, $5,000 if you haven't met with your stager there yet. Because sometimes it's, what if you have a lot of built-ins, and what if the rooms are larger? Everything is it's gonna be different. So every house is different. So, and it makes you, that way, I mean, if you as a real estate agent, if you give all the prices, the painter and staging and all prices up front without meeting your vendors yet, you're not going to look good as a realtor too, because you say, oh my God, guess what? It's going to be 3,000 more than what I say. So that's one of the advices I'll tell them. And another one is, don't list your properties without staging. Staging is a must. It's a key. It's a eye-catching for buyers. So if it's with A&A, wonderful, call us, we're here. But if not, there are so many great talented stagers out there. But it's a big advice, don't list your properties without staging. It keeps the value of the house. It gives your sellers a great source of keeping the value of the homes. It's a key for
They sell for more.
they
Yeah.
sell for more, they sell faster, they show better.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I think when buyers out there shopping, they love to see the homes stage, because it's not only staging, it's also sense of design already in the home, and it's just a beautiful touch to the home. So that's another advice that I will say.
Yeah,
right.
well, you're preaching to the choir because we absolutely believe it. And for Sherry and I, because we typically pay for staging in our commission, we don't tell them what the price is anyway, because
Good.
it's just on us. So, well, thank you, Anna, so much. We're coming to the end of our podcast, but we do what we call a speed round. So we have a bunch of questions that we ask, and you don't have to think about it. They're yes or no, or not yes or no, but kind of either or. Sherry, are you going to do this, or you want me to do it?
Do you have it pulled up?
I do have it pulled up, but
Oh,
I just
go
saw
ahead.
I just saw your cursor highlighted, so I thought, oh, we're on the same
No,
document.
go ahead and do it, since my voice is too
All right.
raspy
All
today.
right. So some of these I'm curious about, because you're quite a bit younger than Sherry and I, so you might not know the reference. So it's okay to say, I don't know what that is. We've had people do that already. So
Okay, okay.
all right. So here we go. This Old House or Property Brothers?
Property Brothers.
Martha Stewart or Chip and Joanna Gaines?
Chip and Joanna.
Fireplace or fire pit?
Fireplace.
Granite or
Interesting.
granite or quartz?
Quartz.
Home Depot or Lowe's?
Home Depot. The customer service is better.
All
Oh,
right. Okay, good. Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
All right. And our last question, what are three things you always have in the trunk of your car?
Oh gosh, hammer for sure. I have to have a hammer, measuring tape, and a paint deck.
A paint. Oh yeah,
Oh, yep,
absolutely. All
yep.
right. Well, good job. We're so you did really well. Oh, no, there's no wrong answers, but I wasn't sure on some of those. I know they were right in your field, but I was surprised. Who did we ask who had never heard of oh, it was Leslie Shafton. She was older. Was it Leslie Shafton? No, anyway.
I think it was
Anna,
Leslie Smith.
yeah, let me not get distracted. Thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
and
you so much
for
for having
we're
us.
gonna we're gonna put your contact information in our podcast notes. So if anybody wants to look an A&A Studio up, or you can call Sherry and I, will give you the best review about how easy she is to work with. So if
Yeah, we love working with you,
And
Anna.
yeah, thank you. Same likewise, we love working with you, and thank you for making our job easy too. Because when you work with real estate agents that know what they're doing, it just makes everything so easy.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
All
Thank you.
right,
Follow
everybody.
us on social media. We're on Instagram. It's our social Instagram is our main social media of these days. So follow us on social media.
Oh, good. We will do that.
Which is a great place to see all the images of her studio.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is how that's our gallery right there.
Yeah, it's great. So everybody, if you like the podcast, be sure to like this one and subscribe to it. Recommend us to your friends. That's
Highly
it for
recommend.
that's the it for the real story for this week. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.